Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Cymru Nerd Cave with myself Glenn aka Dreadwind. I hope you're all doing well. Going to be having a look today at a Transformer that is one of those in my collection that I have because I just like the character, I like the Transformer, I like the look of the guy. It's all of those things wrapped up in a nice little bow, and it's a character that I've loved ever since I was a kid for some reason. I don't know why. My friend had a version of this because he had G1 Defensor, all of it, which I was very, very jealous of. And it is GDO Hot Spot is the guy I'm looking at, but obviously it's Hot Spot, who the guy I was a fan of. Why, I can't tell you. I think it's because he's a fire truck that's blue. And that's rare. You don't see fire trucks that are blue. I think it was because he was supposed to be another character completely. He wasn't really supposed to be a fire truck. Or maybe he was. I don't know. But I think it's something to do with the fact that he was supposed to be something else. And yet they turned him into a fire trucker that was blue. I don't know. I guess he just fits in with the colour scheme, didn't he? They already had a red helicopter. So there we go. I loved him. I loved Hotspot. I thought he was great. I liked his tech spec as well. I liked the fact that he was supposed to be this badass who, unlike a lot of Autobots, unlike a lot of Transformers of that period, a lot of them were, oh yeah, I'm a Transformer and I'm supposed to fight, but I'm a bit of a pacifist, I'm a bit of this, I'm crippling insecurity, and it was that kind of thing. Obviously they had to work weaknesses into them, and Hotspot's only real weakness is that he goes a bit too gung-ho into everything, and therefore because he puts himself at risk so much, he's at risk of seriously injuring himself, just like a firefighter usually is, because firefighters are pretty full-on people and they go right into the face of danger. They don't think about themselves, and that kind of is supposed to be Hotspot's failing. And I like that. I really like the fact that he was this guy who just goes straight in, do what needs to be done, and then come back out again the other side. Really great. And I was unlucky enough not to get the original. I never had it, and I never have had it. I've got two versions of him. I've got the Combiner Wars version, which I'll look into another time, and I have this version, which is the GDO version. One little thing I will say before I have a look at the toy is that his gung-ho personality was actually explored in the comics. It was explored in the G2 comics, where Cobra basically destroyed him because he was trying to stop them getting to G.I. Joe, and basically I think he was carrying Cybertronian parts, also I can't remember the exact story, but he was trying to stop Cobra doing something, and so he got destroyed. He actually got blown up because he just wouldn't let them do what they wanted to do. Very much like Dinobot in Code of Hero. It was that kind of death, really honourable, really heroic. And I really, really appreciated that in G2. The fact that, you know, Hotspot did have this glorious end because his character kind of deserved it. But yeah, really, really good character. Really, really chuffed that he did get further toys. Now, this guy is the GDO Generations version of the character. He is Asia exclusive and Toys R Us exclusive, and it's a Toys R Us version I obviously have. He is a redeco and retool of Inferno with a brand new head. You can see his new head there, very much more Hotspot than Inferno. He's obviously got the red siren lights there. They're the red blues and twos, I suppose you'd call them. And instead of a ladder or a hose, not a hose, a crane, as Grapple has got, Grapple, whatever you want to call him, he does have, whoops, a hose, kind of, with a little water missile. I'm not keen on it, if I'm being honest. It's blue, so it's fine. It's not offensive to me or anything, but it's not the best, I would admit. But yeah, he's been retooled a bit, and it looks alright. It looks good enough. It's fine. He looks really, really good in this mode as well. I love the blue. I really do love the blue. It's so nice. There's hardly any kibble. The only kibble you could really call kibble is this stuff at the back, the wings, but they're not really kibble. I don't think so. They're not offensive kibble. He's got a really nice silhouette from the side, and the front and the back. There's just nothing. There's nothing goes to waste on this figure. I really like it, and you know, he's ultra posable. Nice ratchety arms there. They're out to the side. You can turn them around. His fists are a bit redundant, but he doesn't really carry anything in his fists. That doesn't really get in the way as much as Grapple's crane does. His legs again, ultra posable. You can see at the back where these things, there's like a hip swivel. He doesn't turn at the hip. That's one of the only things. He doesn't turn. He can't. He's got separate hip swivels, which is fine. I mean, you can turn his legs anyway, and you know, he's got all the knee articulation you need, and he's got swivels in his ankles and stuff like that. I'm not going to go do the whole, oh, this is what he does and this is all the articulation he has, even though I kind of already have done that, but never mind. What I'm saying is you can pose this guy. He is posable, and that is really nice. I do appreciate it. The only other thing that's kind of is that the light piping doesn't work, because he's got clear light piping at the back there, or smoky light piping, and his eyes have been painted red. Fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not something that's needed. It's not something that you have to have on a figure. So it's fine. It works. And it's great. And he, like I say, he looks nice. He looks big. He looks chunky. And yet no kibble whatsoever on this figure. It's just so nice. Let's have a look at him in vehicle mode. Transition! And here he is in vehicle mode, and as I'm sure you'll agree, that is a thing of beauty, is it not? I mean, the Inferno mould was always great. I sadly don't own Inferno, oddly enough. I own the other two versions of this guy, but I don't own an Inferno. But the mould is just beautiful. I remember when it came out back in 2011, 2012, possibly even before that. People raving on about it and it being really hard to get hold of, the Inferno mould, and then Grapple came out and everybody who didn't get Inferno got Grapple, and then Hot Spot came out, and I'm not sure how many people wanted Hot Spot, but I always did. I always really wanted him, so I was really chuffed to get him, and he really suits this. His original G1 version is really nice and kind of, it's different, but still it really suits this mould. Even being bright blue in a fire truck, it's even got the little fireball hotspot symbol that he always had back in G1. I love the blues and twos, the lights at the top. They're so fake red, it's unbelievable. It's really nice. It really works. And don't know, there's the silver accents on it, and on here just really pop out. It makes it look really nice. I know this vehicle mode as well is quite panelly. But it's really clever in the use of panels, because it all folds away, and it's that which makes it has no kibble, which is really, really nice. The fact that the wheels turn inside the actual body of the vehicle, or down there, and then the legs just come out. I really like that. I think it just folds away really nicely from this to the robot mode. The two aren't connected, and I really appreciate that. The only focal point of the whole thing is the cab, because the cab is the chest, and that's how it should be in Transformers, in car Transformers. Some people seem embarrassed these days that you can see car parts on certain Transformers. I'm not embarrassed about that. I think that is great. That's what it should look like. It's a car that turns into a robot. If you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'm very interested to hear everybody's views on that one. But this guy is something else. I do like the way that the hose just goes from on the back there. Whoops, there you go. Impromptu missile shot. Really, really good. So you can tell that works. That is hair trigger as well. That is amazing. He's just a nice figure all around. He's got some nice detail on him. He looks good in both modes. He's great. If you can get hold of him, get hold of him. He's great. The only thing, I'm going to say, I kind of wish they'd made an Ultra Magnus out of this mode. I think it would have worked. I'm not sure on that one, but I think it would have done. I would really like to have seen an Ultra Magnus version. I definitely want the Siege Ultra Magnus. Oh my god, so nice. And I really do need more Ultra Magnuses, considering he's my favourite Autobot. But this guy comes a very close second. If you can get hold of him, do get hold of him. He's a great character. The Combiner Wars version is great as well. Like I say, we will have a look at that at some point. But yeah, he's just bloody good. Bloody nice all around. 10 out of 10 Hasbro on that one. because really you're not going to get a much better fire truck mode than that one. Maybe only Inferno himself, and like I say, I don't own it, so I own this guy. I will be back again very, very soon with another Transformer. Sorry I couldn't do one last week. I didn't mean to be, but I was away in that London, so I couldn't actually do it. But I will be back next week with another one, or maybe a He-Man figure, or maybe a G.I. Joe. Again, let me know. You can see what I've got at the back there. If you've got something that you'd like to have a look at, please drop me a line. Please let me know if there's anything that's that you'd like. Yes, I'm going to TF Nation this year, lads. So if anybody wants to hook up with a TF Nation and say hi and say yes, let's do a video together or a podcast together or anything like that, yeah, I'm up for that. Just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.